On a particular day, two of the hero successors named Faria and Ellen headed to a village. These two were also members of the Student Council of Grand Seed Academy. They were supposed to save the village from the attacking monsters called Pisces, and they were also hoping to find a successor in the area who is similar to them. However, they did not find any living people in this area, so they decided to go to another village. In order to fight the monsters, the so-called Seven Knights possessed power from the ancient heroes, and an ordinary student became one of them. The next village, while on the way, Ellen saw the village of Ollie, which was burning, and they saw that the Pisces were causing destruction in the area. They knew that Igrantide's new student named Nemo lived there. Nemo tried to hide from the Pisces while these monsters multiply every time they prey on someone. He moved from one building to another just to avoid these monsters, but after a few hours of hiding, he was surrounded by them. Faria and Ellen arrived there just in time and saw that Nemo was being surrounded by the enemies, so she immediately attacked these monsters with her blue lightning. As she was fighting them, she noticed that magic alone was not enough to defeat them. Because of this, she used a succession, causing her to have the power of the hero named Eunomia. She used a more powerful blue lightning and effortlessly defeated the other Pisces. When Faria eliminated the Pisces near them, the rest of the monsters quickly left the village. At night, while they were on their way back to Grand Seed with Nemo, they talked about the existence of the first heroes. They were suddenly attacked by a Pisces who was able to turn the train that they were riding out of the track, and they were able to get out of it. When Nemo regained consciousness, he immediately approached Faria, and they saw that the monster was approaching them so far that he had forced them to get out of it. One of the heroes was Eunomia, and she was the one who chose the heroes to protect the world when it was about to be destroyed by the evil god Nestra. The people who possessed the power of these heroes were their successors. However, their conversation was abruptly interrupted when they were suddenly attacked by a Pisces herself. To stand when the monster attacked them, Faria blocked it and she followed it up with her attack, but it regenerated, then attacked them again, and Nemo was hit hard. After this, Faria created a barrier to temporarily stop the Pisces attacks on them. She told Nemo and Ellen to leave the area while she was trying to restrain this monster, but Nemo did not agree on her decision. In that difficult situation, a mysterious card suddenly appeared in front of him. When Nemo touched it, he went to another dimension. Then he heard a woman's voice, and it turned out to be the goddess Saris. She asked him what he would like to wish for, and he immediately said that he wanted enough power so that he would not have to leave Faria. As a result of this, the goddess recognized his bravery, and it was at that moment that a hero appeared to him. The Pisces picked up the wagon of the train and threw it at the barrier, causing it to break. When it was about to hit Faria, Nemo quickly cut it with the power he received from the hero. Since only a small part of Nemo's body was altered, Faria immediately thought that there was no need for him to leave Faria. Nemo rushed to attack, but the Pisces released two small monsters that Nemo immediately defeated. Faria was amazed that Nemo was so powerful, even though its succession was not yet complete. Nemo took Faria's weapon and he returned it to her, and then they worked together against the enemy. After Nemo attacked the eye of the Pisces, Faria followed it with another attack until they completely defeated the enemy. Mia told Faria that she should not worry because she believed in Nemo's ability. Nemo rushed to attack, but the Pisces released two small monsters that Nemo immediately defeated. The monster, after a few hours of travel, arrived at the Grand Seed Academy, and Nemo was amazed to see his new school. While they were inside the school, one of the Seven Knights named Ju approached them. Ju was the successor of the hero named Spike, and he was carrying a dragon named Pisces that he had defeated. After a while, Faria summoned the other members of the Seven Knights who were also members of the Student Council. In addition to Ju, Gareth, Shirley, and Gildan, there were also present. It did not take long for Faria to enter the room, and she introduced Nemo as a member of the Student Council. New member of the Seven Knights, they were all surprised by her announcement and even thought that she was just joking. Shirley immediately objected to this, because Nemo was just a new student and had no experience in fighting yet, but Faria said that Nemo was able to form a contract with a hero. Even though it was his first time in fighting a Pisces, the four were surprised by this because they knew that one must undergo a lot of training before becoming a successor. So Gareth asked Nemo which hero he made a contract with, but Nemo could not answer because everything was not yet clear to him. Then Faria assigned you to show Nemo around the school. After the meeting, While they were walking around the school, they passed by the statue of one of the first heroes Shu suddenly mentioned, and he was also willing to risk his life to protect the world. Suddenly Sufisha came, who was a librarian at the academy, and she already knew the story of how Nemo became a successor. She told Nemo that the natural way to become a successor was to follow the natural path, but that there were also others who achieved it because of the guidance that was provided. A fate just like what happened to him. After showing Nemo around the school, Ju took him to the dorm where he would stay. When he opened the door, he found out that Feria and Ellen were with him in the storm. The next day after his class, he met with Gareth on the lobby. Gareth asked him to bring the elf medicine to the Alchemy Research Institute because he said that he was not comfortable in that area. Memo immediately agreed to this and quickly left. When he arrived there, he met Claire, who received what Gareth sent. It turned out that Ju was also present in the research institute. However, after some time had passed, they heard an explosion. When they emerged from the building, they saw a Pisces dragon that had been able to free itself from being imprisoned in the ice that Ju had created. Jude immediately transformed and attacked the dragon, and then he instructed Nemo to take Sufisha and the others to a secure location. Shu fought the dragon once more, and when he split its head, he was surprised to find that it was still alive. In the meantime, they continued to engage in a series of attacks, and Nemo eventually came back to Ju after some time had passed. Because Chu could sense that the dragon was becoming more powerful, he gave Nemo the order to go to Feria and ask for assistance while he was restraining the dragon. However, Nemo did not comply with the order because he did not want to abandon Ju. Instead, he took the dagger to attack. He used the succession, and he aimed at the dragon's core. After that, he was able to bind the adversary, and he asked you to quickly attack the dragon's core because Nemo was struggling to stop the dragon. This was the moment that the contract between the two parties was fulfilled. The two of them was completed. Chu and Spike saw the core of the dragon, so he immediately targeted it, causing them to defeat it completely. After that, Ju approached Nemo and told him about the day when the Pisces attacked their place. His father was also a successor who died while protecting the entire city. This was the reason why he wanted to become strong like his father and protect the people. On the other hand, Shirley talked to Feria about Nemo because she believed that he was naive and weak. Feria told her that she was worried about Nemo, and this was the reason why she brought into the dorm so she could watch over him. She was afraid that Nemo might be swallowed by its power. In the evening, they held a meeting to discuss the Pisces who survived the battle at Burgett Volcano. According to Gareth, these creatures had regrouped and were definitely preparing to attack again after their meeting, and while they were on their way to their dorm, Gareth recalled what Nemo did when he and Ju fought the dragon. Chu teased Gildan that Nemo might even become stronger than him if he would not try hard. One day, Nemo dreamed that he was in a library and it was on fire. He saw his hero, and it seemed like he wanted to convey something to Nemo. As he woke up, Farian knocked on his door. When he opened it, he was told to be ready because they needed to do a mission while they were on the airship. Feria explained to everyone the situation and their mission. Their task was to help the Imperial Academy elite because the Pisces attacked them while they were on an expedition. Meanwhile, those from the Imperial Academy saw the Pisces attack the Silver Hourglass. When Feria and the others arrived at the area, they quickly descended and transformed. While they were fighting the monsters, Alan was assigned to heal those who were wounded. Gareth effortlessly attacked and killed the Pisces that he encountered, and Shirley was doing the same after Dildan eliminated the Pisces. In his location, a bigger Pisces appeared to him. Gildan's hero named Jave was worried that they would force to fight the monster, but Gildan was thinking about the people that they were going to save. Because of this, he was compelled to attack the Pisces. He was able to cut off its head, but something suddenly grew out of it and attacked him immediately. Fortunately, Nemo and Joe came there and saved him. After Nemo bound the monster, Jude immediately attacked it, and they were successful in defeating the adversary. It only took a few moments for them to completely eliminate all of the monsters in the area. When they returned to the Grand Seed Academy, Gildan immediately began training to become more powerful. Shu felt guilty because of what he had said to Gildan the other night. Then he also mentioned to Nemo that Gildan was a prince of a country. Because of this, all the citizens of their country had their eyes on him, and this made him desperate to defeat the enemies. While Gildan was in the middle of his training, he suddenly transformed, but he felt something strange in his body. A few moments later, Nemo and Ju suddenly felt an earthquake. On the other hand, Feria gave a report to the chairman of the the academy about their operation. They also talked about the broken silver hourglass, and Faria's observation on Nemo was also a part of the conversation. When Nemo and Ju arrived at the location where Gildan was located, Gareth was already there and fighting a monster. They were shocked to learn that the monster was Gildan, and according to Judah, it was a possession. Gareth explained that it occurred because the hero released an excessive amount of power, which he was unable to control. As a result, the hero was left open and vulnerable to evil. Gareth intended to kill this monster, but Nemo blocked him because Gildan was still inside the body of the monster. Suddenly, the monster attacked Nemo, and Nemo was able to defend himself. Gildan was able to speak and order them to kill him, but Nemo immediately opposed this. Gildan was able to talk to Javi, and because of what his hero told him, he killed and decided not to give up. As a result of this, they all worked together to attack the monster, and Nemo was able to save Gildhand. Ju stated that he would try to save Gildhand if he could. Meanwhile, inside Gildan's mind, he repeatedly heard his subordinates asking him for assistance. When Nemo bound the monster, Ju intended to lock it in ice, but it just melted right away. While this was happening, Gildan was able to speak as well. To remove Gildan from it in the meantime, Faria and the girls were able to see the light emanating from the location of Nemo and the others. Since both Gildan and Nemo had lost so much power and strength, they had lost consciousness. When Nemo woke up, Faria was there, and she was the one who took care of him. She told him that he had been sleeping the entire day. When he remembered what had happened, he immediately asked about Gildan's condition, and Faria assured him that he was also fine. Ju and Gareth were also present in Gildan's room. Gareth asked Gildan once more if he was really okay. Did not remember what occurred before he was consumed by evil because Gildan was certain that he could not remember anything else. Gareth suspected that a Pisces had something to do with it. They also discussed the sudden awakening of the dragon brought by Ju, and all of this took place inside the academy. Faria decided to take care of Nemo while he was still recovering, but Alan came to tell her that she had to do some work at the student council office. When Faria left the room, Alan and Nemo talked a bit about her. As they talked about her, Nemo discovered that the dragon had been brought up by a Jew. Hero Eunomio was Faria's ancestor. This was the reason why Faria had been training to become one of the 7 Knights Successor since her childhood. Allah added that all Faria wanted was to use her power to protect the people. In the evening, Faria visited him again, and she was with Chu, Gareth, and Gildan. After a while, Gareth asked Nemo if he had talked to his hero again, so Nemo answered that he only heard his hero speak sometimes since Nemo did not know the name of his hero. Gareth thought that this was not normal. Chu suggested to Nemo that he should talk to Sufficient because she might know something. Then, Shirley suddenly appeared there and appeared to be in a bad mood. After she handed an envelope to Faria, she also left immediately. It turned out that she had heard what Nemo said, which was that he had not yet spoken to his hero. This realization led her to believe that there was something peculiar about Nemo. One day, Nemo decided to go to the library to ask Sufisha about his hero. However, despite their efforts, they were unable to find the information they were looking for. Could not find any answer to his question. Even Sufisha, who believed that this library contained all of the information about the heroes, but she promised that she would investigate it to the best of her ability. Meanwhile, there was another incident that occurred inside the school, and the victim was a member of the disciplinary committee. Because of the bite on its neck, Faria immediately thought that it was done by a vampire. Since the chairwoman of the disciplinary committee had absolutely promised that she would arrest the person responsible for the bite, Nemo volunteered himself to assist the victim. Disciplinary committee in their search too. Then they immediately started the investigation, and at that moment Shirley asked Nemo if he was hiding something from them. She added that she found him suspicious because he had no idea about the Grand Seed Academy and the 7 Knights. Nemo could not answer this, so Shirley just said that it was not important at that time as long as Nemo was on the good side. At night, Nemo went to the research institute to borrow Claire a book with information on vampires. A member of the disciplinary committee named Mina also arrived. Then they went home together. After that, Mina mentioned to Nemo the rumors that Shirley was being suspected by others as the vampire at school. This this was because Shirley was the last person with the victim before he lost consciousness, so Mina asked Nemo for a favor if he could accompany her to investigate the forest. While they were walking in the forest, they were shocked to see Shirley sucking Ellen's blood. Mina accidentally stepped on a stick which Shirley heard, so she quickly rushed at them when she saw that it was Nemo, and Mina. Shirley left immediately, but Nemo decided to follow her, and while she was running away she talked to her hero named Rachel. When Nemo caught up with Shirley, she decided to fight him, but Nemo was not fighting back at her and was just accepting her attack. Shirley started to tell in the complicated past of their race. This was the reason why she did not want others to know that she was a vampire, because people would be afraid of her, but Nemo believed that not everyone was afraid of vampires, and Alan was one of those people, and this calmed her down. When they were about to go they saw Alan above, who was being carried by the Pisces. They followed the enemies, and when they got to the abandoned building, Mina appeared to them, and they also saw Alan being tied on the wall. It was only here that they found out that she was also a vampire like Shirley and was the one who attacked the victims. They also learned that Mina was an ally of the Pisces. When she released the monsters, Nemo and Shirley quickly attacked and defeated the enemies. Mina suddenly attacked Shirley, and with its speed, Shirley was not able to avoid its attack. Nemo fought Mina until he was able to cut off one of her hands, but it regenerated and grew bigger. Then she also attacked Nemo. When Shirley got up, she fought against Mina and used the primordial flame. It affected Mina because one of the vampire's weakness was a fire. When Nemo got up, he remembered what he had dreamed one day, and his hero manifested to him too. He suddenly came up with a plan, and he wanted Shirley to use her fire again on Mina so he could defeat their enemy using the newly released Pisces. Mina attacked Nemo, but Shirley got a chance to grab Mina and use the Kaiser Phoenix. It was followed by Nemo's attack using the Legis Breaker until they successfully defeated her. One day, Gareth investigated the former school library, which was burned down. According to Sophicia, the head librarian at that time was a double agent of Pisces. He was called Genius, and the hero who had defeated him was Eunomia, and since then the rumor started saying that the place had a curse. When Gareth left the library, Claire approached him and handed the papers, which was also containing information about the old library. The next day, they had already started discussing the dance that would take place since the school festival was approaching. While Nemo was talking to Ju and Gildan about who they wanted to be paired with in the dance, Shirley approached them. She asked Nemo if he had a partner in the dance, and since Nemo could not think of anyone yet, Shirley invited Nemo to be her partner, and this surprised Joe and Gildan. The two could not believe what they heard from Shirley, so they suspected that Nemo and Shirley were hiding a secret. After that, the 7 Knights had a meeting for this student council event. While they were thinking about what to do, Gareth decided to go out because he was going to take care of the investigation on the Pisces that were lurking around the school, but he promised to help the festival if needed. When he came out, Claire followed and approached him to offer her help, and in return Claire would like to have him to be her partner in the festival. On the day of the festival, the student council ended up making the cafe after attending to the needs of their guests. Feria asked Nemo if he already had a partner for the dance because Shirley had overheard their conversation. She also asked for Nemo's response to her invitation, but Gildan suddenly asked Nemo to bring a food to Sophia. Meanwhile, Claire went to the old library to investigate, and she was hoping that she could find something that could help Gareth. However, as she searched the area, the ground was covered in debris. She collapsed beneath her, and then she saw a door close by. She was able to open it, and when she entered the room, she noticed that there were more books arranged on shelves. However, the book that was on the altar caught her attention because it was glowing, and when she touched it, she suddenly screamed. On the other hand, Nemo talked to Shirley and suggested that she should try to invite Alan to the dance. He told her in an honest manner that he could see Shirley's feelings for Ellen. After that, Nemo also decided that he would dance with Feria. Gareth was curious about this because Claire was there, still not around. After a few moments of waiting, she arrived and they danced. Before the song was over, while they were dancing, Gareth noticed the crystal-like thing that gradually covering Claire's whole body. He was shocked shocked when Claire's body parts got broken like a glass, and this caused her death on the day of Claire's burial. Gareth did not show up after that. Nemo saw him behind the tree and approached him. Gareth felt guilty because this happened to Claire. Because of him, he was angry and promised that he would make sure to find the person who did this to her. While Feria was summoned by the chairman of the academy and other senior officials, and they showed her the current situation in the Burgund volcano. According to them, an underground facility was discovered in this area. They also showed the cities which were located around the volcano that were attacked by the Pisces in the previous year. They also mentioned the silver hourglass which was broken in the past incident. That's why the Grand Seed planned to launch an all-out attack before the Pisces could use the power of the silver hourglass. They were alerted when they also found out that the leader of the Pisces named Amos was in the underground facility. Since there were incidents that happened inside the school, they suspected that there was an enemy hiding in the academy. Because of this, Feria decided to follow their wishes and formed a squad for the attack. At night, she was surprised when Eunomia suddenly appeared to her. Eunomia told her that once the battle was over, she had to reveal the truth of the former library, but Feria wondered what she meant by this. The day of their attack on Burgit volcano had arrived. Shu and Kildan were assigned to go ahead and lead the army that immediately attacked when Feria gave the signal. After a few moments, Nemo and the others also came down to attack the enemies. Feria instructed Ellen to stay and accompany Ju and Gildan while the three of them continued to the enemy's temple. When they reached a room, they were suddenly being attacked. Then Rita, Olex, and Castras appeared, which surprised them because they also seemed to look like the successors. Rita spoke and said that they were the ones chosen by Nestor for the new world which the god would create. Rita held the power from the immortal empress named Irene, while Volax had the power of the hero named Mercure, and Casters was the one holding the power of the knight of destruction named Delans. While they were fighting these three enemies, the battle is also going on outside. Since the seven knights were more effective if they fight together, Nemo tried to leave Casters and went to Feria. They worked together to fight Rita, but a few moments later Casters got to their location. When he found them, Rita became angry because Casters came a bit long, but Casters made it clear to her that he did not come just to help her. When he attacked Nemo, Nemo fell towards her. Casters attacked again even though Rita was there, but Nemo blocked its weapon. On the other hand, Amos watched the ongoing battles in the different parts of the facility. He asked Nestor for power, and after a while Rita and the two enemies of Nemo's group got even stronger. Meanwhile, Gareth went to the old library to investigate the cause of Claire's death. When he entered a room, he saw an altar with the same design as the Pisces, and the monsters started to come out with the sudden strength received by the enemies. The students also noticed that the Pisces that they were fighting became stronger too. Volix and Casters managed to beat Nemo, but the moment Volix lost his focus, Nemo got a chance to attack him. Volix was hit by a large rock, and Casters was confused about the attacks that were going on around them. At that moment, Feria and Shirley acted quickly to help Nemo. Volix was so enraged by this that he lost his temper and carelessly hit Casters in his next attack. Suddenly, their enemies felt strange, and at the same time, the chains that were attached to their heroes were removed. Feria explained that this occurred because their heroes did not want to be treated by them as mere tools. Rita spoke up and explained that this was what their leader had taught them. Casters attacked Nemo, but Shirley was able to stop them. Immediately took action to protect him. Nemo was able to bind Castras, and with the help of Shirley's Kaiser Phoenix, they were able to defeat him. After that, Volix was so terrified that he quickly fled. Nemo told Feria and Shirley to go to the temple, and he promised that he would take care of Rita first. Since Feria trusted Nemo, they followed his order to go to the temple. When Nemo was left with Rita, he told her that he and his companions treat each other like siblings. It was only at this point that Rita realized that Nemo was also an artificial successor after them. Just like them, she attacked Nemo while asking him why he changed and betrayed their god. Then Nemo answered that he wanted to live a new life. When Rita knocked him down, Nemo still managed to kick her. Rena could not move anymore as she saw that Nemo was rushing towards her. Suddenly, she heard her hero's voice, and it gave her power, and Nemo immediately knew that Rita's hero made its connection on her. Then he said Rita had confidence in her hero compared to Volix and Casters, who only see their heroes as tools in a fight. Because of what Nemo said, he was able to convince Rita to join them in their fight against Amos and the Pisces. When Volix reached Amos, he immediately asked for assistance so that he could control the hero's power in his again. However, Amos did not care about them anymore because he stated that he had found the true son of destruction that he was looking for. He added that he would come soon while watching Nemo and Rita. After that, he made the decision to kill Volix because he was no longer useful to him. A few moments later, Feria and Shirley joined the fight. Arrived at the temple while Gareth was fighting the Pisces, Safisha came there to help him when they were able to get away from the monsters, so Fisher revealed what she had discovered about Nemo. Feria Shirley fought against Amos, but even though they hit him multiple times, those had no effect on him and his wound was healing quickly. Then they learned that Amos was using the power of the silver hourglass to manipulate and control time. Amos even told them that he considered himself the only true hero of the modern age. Then he attacked and Fario was thrown away, but Nemo arrived just in time to catch her. When a group of Jew and Gildan defeated the enemies outside, they immediately went to the ritual site which was used by the Pisces to get the power of the silver hourglass. They put the hourglass at the center, which was one of the tasks given to them by Ellen, but Jew wondered why they were not informed about other details regarding their mission. On the other hand, Amos welcomed the return of what he called the son of destruction, and it turned out to be Nemo. It was the moment when Rita found out that Amos just made them as bait in the preparation for the coming of the real son of destruction. When she saw Volix's dead body lying next to it, she got angry and attacked Amos. She managed to hit him, but it did not work either, and Amos just retaliated on her. Amos intended to sacrifice the son of destruction because this would trigger the arrival of the god of destruction. After he attacked and brought them down, he began to awaken Nemo's true self, but someone suddenly came, so when Amos attacked Ellen, she simply returned it to him. After some time had passed, Amos's ring, which was powered by the power of a silver hourglass, became cracked. Amos could not believe that Ellen knew his trump card, so Ellen explained to him that it was because she had already seen it as soon as the ring broke Nemo's arm. This was the moment that the ritual was stopped, and it turned out that Ellen had used the hourglass, which Gildan had placed in the ritual site, along with the power of Vanessa, who was Ellen's hero. Together, they devised a plan to defeat Amos. Ellen returned to normal, but Ellen weakened because she used too much of her power, so she fell and became unconscious. Nemo and Feria continued to fight and attack Amos. Then they observed that their attacks could now injure him while Feria and Amos were exchanging attacks. Nemo prepared the Leggies breaker. Amos aimed at Nemo, but Rita was able to stop his attack. When Nemo released the power of the Leggies breaker, Amos tried to block it, but because of its strength it still get through and defeat him. Because of this, the Pisces outside also collapsed one by one after the defeat of the leader of the enemies. Nemo also said that his role was also over, but Feria could not understand what he mean by this. Suddenly, the temple started to crumble, so they acted immediately to get out of there. Rita did not want to go with them, but before she left she warned him because he was chosen as the son of destruction and this could not be changed. Nemo and the others successfully got out of the temple and returned to Grand Seed. They had no idea that Amos was still alive because he managed to use the power of the silver hourglass in the last moment, but little by little he was enveloped in a crystal similar to what happened to Claire. It was here that Safisha appeared to him, who turned out to be Amos's ally, giving him false hope that he would succeed in the fight. It turned out that Safisha only planned for Amos to lead the piss as well because he believed in Sufficient's false vision. It only took a few moments for Amos's entire body to be completely covered in crystal. Did not know that Rita was still there and heard what she and Amos talked about. When they arrived at the Grand Seed, they were suddenly surrounded by the other students. Gareth was also there and pointed his sword at Nemo because he already knew its true identity. Nemo was also accused of being responsible for what happened to Gildan and on Claire's death. Because of this, they locked him up while the investigation on him continued. Feria visited him because they found out that the so-called cursed double agent hero named Genius was Nemo's hero. They suspected that the supposed curse in the old library was the power of Genius. The student council had a meeting and Gareth showed them the investigation done by Safisha with the board, wherein they learned that the three artificial successors which they fought in the Birgit volcano were similar to Nemo, but Gildan still did not agree with the school's treatment on Nemo. The others understood that they had to do this to Nemo while they were still not sure if he was an ally or an enemy because it might also cause panic on the other students, so Gildan decided to just leave there and said that he would be the one to save Nemo. After the meeting, Gareth went to Nemo and blamed him for Claire's death, but Nemo said that he had nothing to do with it. While Feria was on the stairs, she heard that Nemo admitted on his true identity as an artificial successor created by the Physis. He recalled about his memories while he was still in Amos facility. When he saw that one of them was being killed, he felt the fear of dying just like a human being. He also heard a voice and told himself that he wanted to live. Gareth did not believe what he was saying, and Nemo could not blame him because if he were in the same situation as Gareth, he would also feel the same way. As a result, Nemo ordered Gareth to simply kill him, but Gareth was unable to do so. Meanwhile, Feria talked to Eunomia to inquire about what actually occurred in the old library. Eunomia showed the curse that was on her arm, and she was concerned that Feria might end up in the same situation if she attempted to learn the truth about the past. However, Feria was determined to learn the truth because she wanted to save Nemo. It took her a while to figure out what happened. To where it all started, she was led into the room that Claire also entered, and she also saw the glowing book on the altar while Gildan talked to a high official of the school to ask for help. When he came out, but he saw Shirley waiting outside, who heard what he and the officer talked about. It turned out that she also planned to work with Gildan to save Nemo in Feria's search for the truth. He also went to the town where Nemo was born. He entered Nemo's house and saw Nemo's photo with his parents. When she got to the square, she saw something which was similar to the thing that Nemo was wearing in the photo. Suddenly, someone attacked her, and it turned out to be Rita. Rita thought that Feria and the 7 knights were following her. The two of them fought until Feria used her purification thunderfire, causing her to knock Rita down, but Rita forced herself to get up and asked her hero for power. While in Grand Seed, the high officials decided to execute Nemo. Before they could do this, Gildan and Shirley arrived, all carrying the imperial order from the mainland, but according to Safisha, it was too late for this because Nemo must be killed. So when Gareth and Ju rushed to attack Nemo, Feria suddenly came and blocked Gareth's attack. Feria revealed to them that she already knew the truth and everything was clear to her. He showed to Nemo the thing that she saw in his town. This was a moment when Nemo confessed that he killed the real Nemo and took its form and memory. He was ready to accept the punishment which was imposed on him, but Feria still insisted that she would protect him. So Feria fought against Gareth and Ju, and after some time had passed, her airship arrived. Shu attempted to bring it down, but he was unaware that Rita was also present, and she attacked him first. As a result, they were able to successfully take Nemo, and they immediately left the area. While they were in the airship, Nemo discovered that Safisha was an accomplice of the Pisces. After Feria defeated Rita, she told Feria what she had overheard in the conversation between Amos and Safisha. Suddenly, the airship began to shake, and they witnessed the power of Pisces emanating from the old library. As a result of this, Gareth became even more enraged at Nemo because he believed that Nemo's hero, also known as Genius, was responsible for this. He then went to Sufficio, which was exactly what she was anticipating, and Gareth asked for her assistance in providing him with additional powers so that he could put an end to Nemo's life. Sufficient immediately started to fulfill Gareth's request. When Feria and Nemo resumed their conversation, she revealed to Gareth the curse that she had received as a result of her determination to discover the truth about what had occurred in the old library. She added that at first she just wanted to protect Nemo because it was her mission as a successor, but every time they were together she could feel that she was about to be freed from this mission. When they were close to the old library, they went down to get into it, but Joe blocked them, who was with Shirley and Gildan. They wanted to get Nemo because of its hero. When Joe attacked, Rita stopped him and told Nemo and Feria to go ahead, so Nemo and Feria immediately left and Rita faced the three alone. Then she told them that it was Safisha who was the mastermind in the creation of artificial successors like her and Nemo. Joe did not believe Rita, but Shirley and Gildan had questions about Safisha. Suddenly Ju felt something in him, and after a while he was also put into possession, and he knew it was because of what Sufficient did to him. Gildan sent Shirley and Rita to follow Nemo, and decided to face Ju alone. When Nemo and Fairy arrived at the old library, they immediately entered it. They went to the altar where the book was placed from which the power of Pisces was coming from. Eunomia appeared, and according to her this was the Book of Time and the seal left by Genius. She added that they could now say everything, and Genius also appeared to them them, Genius said that the seal in the Book of Time had weakened due to the power of destruction. It was only here that they found out that what everyone knew about Genius as the one who put a curse in this place was just a lie. Those who were close of knowing the truth were immediately eliminated. In this world, Eunomia told them the story of the day when she and Genius fought the Pisces. In this library, Genius sacrificed himself to serve as the seal to stop the vortex of destruction. They wondered why Sufficient knew everything if the one who discovered the truth died immediately. Suddenly, Sufficient appeared and confirmed to them that she was also there that day. Feria asked Sufficient how it happened because the incident was several hundred years ago, so she revealed that Genius tried to kill her the day, but she was able to move from one body to another, and this was the reason why she was still alive. Gareth came and managed to cut off one of Nemo's hands. Then he followed it up with another attack until Nemo fell to the ground. Because of this, the seal was completely broken. Gareth was caught off guard when unexpectedly Sufficient attacked him as well. But just a moment later, Alan came there and used her power to turn back time. She added that she wanted to kill Nemo despite the fact that he was the only one who could remove the seal from the Book of Time, and he was also the only one who could seal it back. Nemo and Feria worked together to attack Sufficient, but Gareth eventually succeeded in doing so. Then she used the power of the silver hourglass to restore Nemo's body. Because of this, Nemo was able to use the succession again while Ellen collapsed due to weakness. It turned out that Ellen had planned all of this since they were still in Birgit Volcano, but Sufficient absorbed the power of the book and transformed herself into a monster. Meanwhile, Gildan managed to defeat Ju, and Ju also realized that Sufficient was an enemy. Suddenly they felt an earthquake, and the monster, like Sufficient, and came out from the old library. Shirley went to Ellen because she was aware that Ellen had only a few hours left because of her excessive use of the time control. She released a large number of Pisces, and these monsters attacked the school officials and the students. Gildan and Ju went there immediately, and after a while, Feria and Nemo also came to fight their enemies. Genius appeared to Nemo and told him what he should do to defeat Sufficient. When Nemo was about to be hit by a suspicious attack, Rita came to block it. Gildan and Chu also arrived to assist them. Meanwhile, Shirley went to Ellen. Shirley knew that Ellen only had a few hours left because she had used the time control excessively. She asked Ellen to drink her blood so she would become a vampire and be an immortal like her. When Nemo and Feria were about to approach the monster, they were blocked by its power. Gareth suddenly came and sacrificed himself to make a way for Nemo and Feria so they could pass through. Because of this, they were able to get close to the monster, and when they climbed up, they faced Sufficient. They worked together to attack it, but their attacks did not work on Sufficient. Once a fish attacked, Feria fell and was immediately rescued by Nemo. After that, Nemo utilized the Legis breaker, and with the assistance of Feria's power, they made it even more powerful. Sufficient attempted to use her power against it, but after some time, the combined power of Nemo and Feria prevailed and defeated her. However, Sufficient was still able to survive, and Nemo transformed back into his original form. Nemo and Sufficient fought once more, and as they continued to trade blows, Nemo recalled the day that the real Nemo had saved him. They continued to trade blows until both of them sustained severe injuries. Genius also appeared and utilized his power again to seal the vortex of destruction, and through this they finally defeated Sufficient. A few days later, they were surprised when Rita decided to stay at Grand Seed Academy as well. When Gareth was discharged at the hospital, the others were waiting for him, and Gareth also apologized to them for what he did. On the other hand, Nemo and Feria decided to leave Grand Seed Academy and went on a journey while carrying the Book of Time. This is the end of the 7 Nights Revolution. I hope you like it and give it a thumbs up to ensure that you do not miss any of the videos that I publish. I ask that you subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching.